Good morning, everybody. Uh, I'm still new on the getting the settings right for OBS. So, any commentary about how clear the audio is and how clear the video looks would be helpful. But let's just take a look at this because we are really in an area that is so well defined both on ES and SPY that you've got to be able to take advantage of that this week to trade it. You have to. Now, we're strictly an SPX SPY trading firm. I shouldn't say strictly. We buy other stuff. But during the day, our trades are usually day trades and or scalps set up around trade setups we like, break and retest setups the best, and we're looking at something here that's just a range trade that has paid off over and over and over again. And I think we can continue to take a look at that. But there are some interesting things that have changed the dynamic of the setup and structure of the market potentially. Looking at the 4-hour ES right here, overlaying two things that are going to happen this week. And they may happen on the same day. And that's Thursday. We have an FOMC rate decision. My opinion, 25 bips. Other market players have odds bet on a 50 or a 0. I can't tell you what it's going to be. The jobs numbers last Friday, which it took a while for the market to react to it, but it did end up reacting to it in a fairly positive way. Although I think all of those numbers are a function of both the hurricanes and the labor strikes that are underway right now, and therefore have to be discounted. But let's just talk about the levels to trade. First of all, it's a decision time because you can see right here we broke through this area, right? And this is a 4-hour chart, and we retested this area on Friday. So did we set a new lower high, or is this just a channel that we're going to stay in for a while until we have both the interest rate decision and the presidential election decided, which may happen on the same day? We may not know until Thursday who the president is. Okay? So, what we have here right now is no trades in this area when the market opens, in my opinion. But let's break it down to the 30-minute and take a look at what we're looking at. I like a trade right here for a put. I am making the bet that nobody's going to run this market up today past this area that was support here, support here, support here, was a resistance here, was a resistance here, was a resistance here, and then finally broke out, came back down, tested it once, tested it again, finally broke, worked its way back down through, and then on Friday tested it again and rolled over hard, right? So I like puts here, 58, this we're looking at ES, 58.04. I like calls at 57.30. There's no A plus setups in this zone, in my opinion, right now, until the range is set. Although there is an interesting dynamic that if you go and take a look at SPX on the, what is this, the 1-hour chart, you're going to see that on Thursday, and I remember on Thursday we made money many times on this trade. And the trade was a topping pattern that kept popping up over and over and over again all day and rolling over, catching some fairly decent moves to the downside, then waiting for it to retest again. I remember this trade really well. This was a trade that was a $90 SPX contract that closed at $24. Okay, right at the end of the day. That was the last trade of the day that we took. It happened so fast that it blew through my limit order, and I ended up getting filled at 190 instead of 90, which was where I should have gotten filled if I was just market ordered in on the SPX 0-day expiration, which happened, I don't know, 15 minutes before the market closed. I think it took some off at 7, some at 12, some at 16. Did not hold all the way to the 24, which is where it closed. But that was a beautiful trade. So take a look for that topping pattern, which is already set, which may already be setting up this morning, because this is about where SPX is going to open, I think. Right? Yep. Here's that topping pattern from Thursday I'm talking about. And it is, SPY is going to open up right around there, so let's see what happens. I'm talking about intraday setups, right? Right now there is no intraday setups. Right now what we have is we're trading right in the middle of a channel. So 1 hour, let's go back to the 2 hour, let's go back to the 4 hour, trading right in the middle of the channel. Right here, support, I'm sorry, was support, turned into resistance on Friday, and then all support down here. So short-term bearish, maybe. I mean, you could make that case. The bulls could also tell you that this is just a pullback and a test of this 55.65 area, 565.50 area, before it makes its next leg up, which very well could be the case. Okay, we could be in a zone. Or let me do it this way. We could be in a zone that we traded in right here, and then we dropped back above, or we dropped back below that zone and traded in here, and now we're just waiting to get back into that zone so we can move through it. The other argument is that we've just started to put in what is a head and shoulders pattern, and this is now the second half of that. Okay, right here. And that we caught that shoulder right there, and it's ready to roll over and break. But until I see a break of this, I certainly would not take a put right at that point. I would take a put on a break for a high risk trade. I would take a put and a retest of that as a much lower risk trade, right? So you break it and you retest it today. If you give me that trade, I'll take it all day long. I love the break and retest. It has a lot of probabilities. You know exactly where your stop is. And that's about it for today. Let's see what happens. Big week coming up. Election, presidential election, FOMC. Let's see what happens. Use your head out there. Use stop losses. Be smart about your trading.